Hello everyone. In this video we are going to continue with Tkinter widgets. So here we will see radio buttons. So I have created the basic code to create the parent window. If you didn't see the previous videos, please go and watch the previous videos how to create this simple code. So the first one is importing the Tkinter, then creating the parent window and making the parent window appear on the screen. Then this is the geometry of the parent window, and this is the title of the parent window. If I run this, I have this. Okay, so this is the geometry and this is the title. Okay, now let me start creating the radio button. So radio button is used when you want the user to select one option among a number of options, maybe two or more. So here the user cannot select two or more choices at the same time. When you are using radio buttons, he is only or she is only allowed to select only one option. So here let me create a radio button, simple, and it will appear on the window, simple. Okay, here I will show you two methods. Okay, so the first method is the one that I am now starting. So now the text that's going to be appearing in front of the button. Okay, so I will say here a text equals, maybe I want to create a graphical user interface where a student is required to select one course among a number of courses, maybe a programming language. So let me start with text. Okay, the text, let me start with Python as option 1. Now the main thing here in radio button is number 1, the text. The second one is the value of the text. So whenever you are going to select an option, there will be a value that will be assigned to certain variable. Okay, so now there are three basic issues: the text, second one is the value, the third one is a variable. Okay, so text, value and variable. Now let the value for Python be equal to, let me give it a number. Okay, you can use either an integer or a string. So let me give it number 1, and the variable, let me call it v, whatever it is. Okay, so when the user selects Python, a value equal to 1 will be assigned to the variable v, but this v is not defined, so I have to define this v first. Let me make, I have now created the radio button, so now I have to make it appear on the screen. So I can use one of the methods. So this one here I will use .pack. Let me pack it on the screen. Now I have to define what v is. So here v equals, now here what is the value? The value is an integer. Okay, number. So here I will say here int var. Okay, integer variable. Now parentheses. Okay, now the value is an integer variable because here I am using an integer. Okay, now if I have a number of options, or maybe if the user has to select among maybe 3 options, let me create the second one and let me create the third one. Now the text, let me make it here maybe Java, and maybe the third one HTML. Now the value should be here 2 and maybe here 3. Now let me run this. Now you see Python or Java or HTML. Okay, now when I select this one, it disappears from the other because I can only select one option. Now this is not arranged well, so if I wanted to arrange it here, I can go here inside the pack, then I can say anchor to the west. Now let me copy this to the all, copy here, paste, run it. Now here they are all well arranged here. Now I'm just selecting it, but I am not sure whether it's really working. So let me get a message here which tells me that when I select Python, it should say you have selected Python, or you have selected Java or HTML. But here now the value of Python is equal to 1, so it will say you have selected 1 and you have selected 2 and 3. Let us see. Now let me assign a command here. Command equals maybe clicked. Okay, now I have to define clicked here. Okay, clicked, so define clicked. Now I want a label, okay, or a message. Let me call it a message, okay, a name. Just that is, you can say whatever you want, A, B, whatever it is, okay, any name here. Now here I want it a label. This label must appear on the window, and the text here should be equal to you have selected space here. Then I have to concatenate it, okay, plus what? So when the person selects Python, a value equal to 1 will be saved inside the variable v. Now, so I want whatever inside v. So here I must say v.get. This is what we discussed in the previous videos. Please go and visit the previous videos. Now you have selected is a string, but v.get, so the value of an integers will be saved inside the v. Now I have to convert this whatever saved in v into a string. So I will say str bracket, and here let me close it here. So this is because I cannot concatenate a string with a number, so this number must be converted into a string. So a string and a string here. Now let me make this appear on the window. Dot pack done. Now let me run it, and Python, you have selected 1. You see, Java, sorry, I didn't assign the command to the previous to the others. So let me copy this one and let me paste it here and here. Now let me run it. You have selected 2. Python, you have selected 1. HTML, you have selected 3. Now this is because we are using the value of these radio buttons to be numbers here, okay, numbers here. So now this is what we get. Now what if I want the message to be the same as in a text form? Now here what I will do is the value, let it be a string. Okay, let me make it in uppercase text here, Python here in uppercase, Java, and here HTML in uppercase, HTML. Now the values v is now a string, okay, the value that is going to be saved inside the variable v is a string. So here v will be here a string variable, a string variable. See here. So now here I don't need str because v.get is already a string here, so I must delete a string here. Now let me run this one. Now everything is selected here, okay. Now it says you have selected Java. HTML, you have selected HTML, because now the value is in the uppercase. Now it's showing me the value of this element. Now Python, you have selected Python in uppercase, okay. Now the problem that we are seeing here is when I run it, everything is selected here. Now I must assign a default value so that whenever the person comes to the user interface, it should be active, okay. Now let me come here, v dot, because v is a value of the variables, okay, the variable. Now v dot set I want to set certain default value for the available options. Now let me assign Python here with the uppercase, okay, the value here. Let me copy this one and let me paste it in the parentheses. Now v.set, so a default value of Python will be selected when the user comes to the options. So run it. Now already Python is already the default option. Now if I select Java, it says Java. You have selected Java. HTML, you have selected HTML. Python, you have selected Python. If I want Java to be the default option, I can come here. Let me copy this one and let me change this one with this. So now when I run it, Java is the default. So now here, similar to the previous one, now I can continue. Now one of the things that you see here is in this method I have to assign a radio button, a line of code for every radio button here. Now there is another option which may be best for maybe when you have a large number of options. So let me show you that. Let me delete this one. Maybe I don't need it. Okay, now I will create a Python list that is, let me call it courses. Courses equals a Python list is started with this brackets, okay, square brackets. So now let me start with creating the Python list, okay. Now so parentheses, then I will write the text and the value of the text, okay. Here Python in lowercase, that is the text, comma, and the value, let me give it Python, okay. This is one. I can copy it. The second one, it is lowercase Java, and the value of this will be uppercase Java. And the last, maybe here, let me have HTML, and the value of this to be in the uppercase HTML. And you can continue, okay. Maybe if I have PHP, whatever, and here PHP, and so on. You may have tens, hundreds, whatever it's okay. So the list will be written here. After creating this Python list, okay, here I said this is the text and this is the value, this text is the value, this text is the value. Now let me write a for loop. So I will say for, let me call this one as a coordinate, this x, this y, this x, this y, this x, and this y, okay, whatever. For x and y in this list, okay, courses, colon, for x, comma, y in courses, I want a radio button, okay, radio button that will appear on window. This is our window, comma, and the text that will appear on that radio buttons equals what? This is the text that I want, x, 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 okay. So I will say it's equal to x, and comma, and the value equals what? The value will be y, okay. Here I said x, y, this is the text and this is the value. This will be equal to y. Now, and the variable, I said in radio buttons, you have text, you have value, and you have the variable. Variable equals, let me call again v. Now I must make this appear on the window, so dot pack here, okay. Now v is not defined again like the previous one. Now the value y is a string, so v, sorry here, v equals v equals string var. Okay, now let me run this one. Let me see. You see, with one line of code here and this maybe 2 lines, okay, I have the radio buttons here. Let me again fix it in one side. I'll come here, I'll say anchor equals west. Now this is, you see, everything is selected when I'm running it. Now let me set v to some value, v dot set, then the string Python. So when I run it, everything, the default value will be this one. Again, if I want the command like the previous one, I can assign the command here. So command equals clicked maybe. So I have to define clicked. Let me make it small, lowercase later. So define clicked colon, then I want a label, maybe let me call it message equals label, and in the label this label will appear on the window, and the text equals the text of the label equals you have selected, then plus v dot get whatever in v. Now this must appear on the window dot pack. Okay, now let me run this. If I click this one, you have selected Java, you have selected HTML, you have selected Python, and so on. So these are 2 ways of creating radio buttons. So that's all for this video. If you have any questions, please write in the comment box below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more. See you next time.